He fights, he is going to be the attraction.
A big
even though it doesn't.
For Kelson Pinto, he takes on the always ready Emanuel Augustus. Kelson Pinto, part of the recent crop of the 2000 Olympians. Brazilian slugger was stopped by eventual gold medalist Mohamed Abdullayev. Nobody stopped him in the pros. 17-0, 16 knockouts. His last 5 includes a visit to Texas back in February. And Emanuel Augustus, as it seems is always the case with Augustus, took the fight on short notice. The 28-year-old veteran gives up 4 inches to Pinto. His last 5 fights show his ability when focused. At his best, Emanuel outworked title contender Carlos Vilches. It is scheduled for 10. Your ref is Robert Chapa.
Okay, guys, you got your instructions before the fight. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Shake hands and let's go. All right. Body back.
Well, there's Emanuel Augustus, a deceiving 27-21-5. But keep in mind, he's been in with everyone, including Mickey Ward. Floyd Mayweather started his career grinding out an 11-12-3 mark on the back roads of boxing. Tonight, he faces Kelson Pinto, the undefeated slugging prospect.
When you got those kind of opponents you've been fighting against, you've learned a lot. So he's got some experience that Pinto has not had. Pinto, the big puncher with 16 knockouts. We have to wait and see if that power is for real or for the opponents weren't that good.
Well, it was an intriguing fight before Emanuel Augustus was even slated to be here, just for the simple fact of getting to see Kelson Pinto and what he's all about with those gaudy numbers. Now, we get to truly see what the knockout sensation from Brazil is all about. Big step up against Emanuel Augustus.
He sure unloads on that right hand when he can. Very confident looking young man. Emanuel Augustus got some experience on him.
Stabbing that jab out there, doubling it up.
He's also starting to let his hands go a little bit. Emanuel Augustus just right in front of him, slipping, trying to get through. Kelson have a tough time catching him with that right hand.
Scott, in Pinto's career, scored first-round knockout wins in his first 7 fights of his career. 10 of his 16 knockouts are first-round stoppages. So don't blink with this kid. We may have a quick night of work.
He certainly lets that right hand go, but he has not landed it as yet. And he may have not fought the type of competition that Emanuel Augustus has.
Augustus, a weathered veteran. Right-hand scores for Pinto.
Emanuel Augustus did a nice job of pressing the fight, making him work. Something this guy hasn't had to do in the past. He could get tired here, especially this one.
Pinto connects with the left hand, tries to follow it up with a big right.
Emanuel Augustus doing a nice thing with that left jab in the chest, not letting him get balanced all the time, knocking him off his feet. Kelson a little low with those punches.
Well, we said Kelson Pinto has an aggressive style, willing to throw right at his target early on. Augustus in the blue with yellow trim.
We're going to find out if Kelson Pinto has had any competition, because Emanuel Augustus has been in with some tough guys, and he's a tough young man. And this is going to be a good fight. He's going to put pressure on Pinto and make him work. And he hasn't had to go too many rounds in the past. If he can take him to the later rounds, we might see something. At lead right hand came right over the lower left hand of Emanuel Augustus. Got to get that left hand up. The right hand came right in over that low left hand.
Let's not fool ourselves in thinking that Emanuel Augustus is going to be greatly affected by Pinto's aggressive style. I mean, this is a guy that 2 years ago was in the fight of the year with Mickey Ward. Both men courageously trading shots before Ward went on to that decision win. That was an all-time classic. Left hand scores, back to the right for Pinto.
It's true, but it takes a little wear and tear on Emanuel Augustus. Getting up there, he's 31 years old, I believe. Getting up there in age.
A lot of mileage on those tires, too.
Yep. Tough fights, but a tough young man. Pinto has not had that kind of competition, or those kind of rounds, I should say.
There's that snapping left from Pinto again in the center of the ring.
Very good fight for Pinto. He can get through this fight. This is a good fighter here in front of him who's going to make him work.
Come on, bro.
Body work, tries to come back with that left hook.
Emanuel Augustus, for a shorter guy, throws a pretty stiff left jab in there. Surprisingly, little stiff left jab. Kind of like a Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson had a great jab. People didn't realize that. Shorty would hit a great stiff jab. A lot of big punches by Kelson Pinto, but they're not landing. Emanuel Augustus is doing a nice job of slipping. Got good eyes, smothering the punches of Pinto. When he lets him go, he pulls in on him, smothers the punch.
Well, maybe not all of them landing from Kelson Pinto, but you can very much see what they would do if they would. He brings it.
Introducing Blue Cash, a new
Men landing in the 20s.
Almost uncharted territory for Kelson Pinto because he's been knocking guys out in the first round a lot. And now he's got Emanuel Augustus in front of him who keeps slipping and ducking. Doing a nice job in there, Emanuel Augustus. And he's making him miss and making him work. It'll be interesting to see how Kelson does later rounds. If we can get him there.
Augustus many times is a character in the ring, so you never know what you're going to see out of him. He'll give you a reaction or two.
Well, he had his hands down low and he hit him with that right hand. He just said, nice shot.
Over the top with the right hand again. He connects that time with it.
But there's no wobble in there.
Augustus now doing it as his corner told him to want to pressure a little bit on the inside.
I don't think Pinto has seen this kind of toughness or caginess as Augustus has. Nice job by Augustus, rolling with that shoulder, putting that chin behind it. Pinto does not go to the body at all unless he punches low. He hasn't went to the body at all. Got to go left hook to the body. Where this is a 10-round fight, and he's thinking it's a short fight.
Well, he's thought, as you made the point, that every fight in his career is a short fight. 17 wins, 16 by knockouts, 10 first-round knockouts.
He's missed a lot of punches so far in these first 3 rounds.
Big step up for him.
Augustus playing smart, up, down, all over. Using that left stiff jab, stiff to the stomach.
Good combination from Pinto.
Augustus smart, pulls inside, smothers those big punches. Maybe most of the guys Pinto's been punching with have been pulling away. Not this young man. Augustus pulls inside. Good body work on Augustus's part.
good showing for the work.
Kelson going into some uncharted territory here. More rounds.
Digs in with the left, backs it up with a right hand. Back to the stabbing jab is Kelson Pinto. Well, you spoke of it. There's the average rounds per fight. Augustus goes into the deep water. Pinto, young in his career with a lot of knockouts, averages just over 2 rounds per fight.
Augustus picking it up here in this round. Key to this is Augustus making him work all these rounds because he's not used to it. Take a young fighter like this into the later rounds, you just keep pushing him, making him work, missing. That's what Augustus is doing right now. Smart on his part. Pinto got a nice jab, but he looks like he's getting tired to me. Or lazy, I'm not sure which. I'd like to see Augustus put a combination together on the inside.
So with his corner, it's exactly what they were calling for in between rounds.
Right now, Pinto's turning southpaw on him.
And he's scoring with it. That straight left came right in.
Something Pinto's not used to, having a guy in front of him this many rounds, especially a guy who's as tough as this guy. He's been with some tough guys.
There's that right. He always goes back to the left hook afterwards, too. He follows up his shots well. Comes in with the right hand again.
Augustus does not seem to be bothered as yet. Of course, it's a cumulative. If you take enough of those, eventually it's going to hurt.
Right hand comes in from Augustus. Pressures him against the ropes.
I'm sure Pinto has not seen much of this. How many times is the referee going to warn him for getting him up? He's hit him low about 10 times.
Man by 2.
Oh, yeah?
The 8 p.m.
The punches in round number 4, neither guy too shy, and there was some good action in that 4th round, Scott Ledoux.
Augustus doing a nice job in there, slipping and sliding, but he got caught with a right hand right there, right behind you. Looked like it wobbled him a little bit. Then he got Pinto up against the ropes, really showed him what it's like to be a veteran, stepping side to side. Augustus did a nice job on the ropes there.
Scott, we've heard a lot about the punching power of Pinto. I'd like to know, now that you've seen 4 rounds of the Brazilian Olympian, what do you make of his overall skills and fundamentals?
Well, I'll tell you what, he's got a nice stiff left jab, holds that left hand real low, and Augustus has taken everything he's got and hasn't even phased him. Doing a nice job in there, so I don't know where all these knockouts are coming from.
Weaker opposition, most likely, right?
Most likely, yep. And he's getting tagged, too. It's not like he can't be hit. Look at what's going on here.
Best right hand so far of the night from Emanuel Augustus. Backs it up a little bit.
And the left hook. Now he's putting the pressure on this young man, letting him know who's in charge. This is uncharted territory for Pinto. This is where the men separated from the boys. Emanuel Augustus knows that. He knows he's got to keep working on it. I just don't know, understand the referee. Warn him, do something about it.
Robert Chapo with a few warnings tonight. Gave another one there to Pinto.
This isn't about warnings. This is about taking points in it. This guy's hit low about 6 times so far.
Scott, compared to what we saw with the reffing last week in Corpus Christi, this is a dream.
Yeah, it is. but he's still got to get those punches. Nice move that time on Kelson's part. Little step off over there.
Left hand, right hand follows.
And Augustus comes right back.
Shrugs his shoulders. We've seen that time and time again throughout the career of Emanuel Augustus. Very entertaining fighter. And when he's focused and when he's ready, a very dangerous fighter.
Pinto lands some clean shots right there. Augustus is going to get his hands up a little bit or else duck again. Augustus getting the better of that exchange, that left hook.
Well, they are scheduled for 10, and they are halfway through.
And now it's all Holyfield.
You know, for $1 million.
Emanuel Augustus taking Kelson Pinto into the second half of this fight, and as the fight has progressed, some progression from Augustus.
He's come along, he's coming forward, he's making Pinto work. That's really the key. He's got him in territory he hasn't been before. But Pinto seems to have settled down. I'm kind of impressed with that. Maybe it's early, I don't know.
Kelson Pinto, he's only gone past the fourth round twice, 2-0, a couple 10-rounders under his belt.
It's not like he's going into new. He's been there then. I don't know if he's been in.
Not against this.
Not against this. This guy's going to fight you for 10 rounds. Augustus going to the body, taking those right hand down low, nailing him with right hand to the body. Knowing that that's the thing, to get to the later rounds, take the body away.
Good exchange from both men. Augustus getting the finishing shot.
Has to be disheartening for Pinto to throw a couple good shots and get hit right back. He's not used to that. Augustus is going to get that left hand. Pinto's coming right over that with a straight right hand lead. Pinto with a nice long stiff jab.
Fighting with his back against the ropes, Kelson Pinto.
Landing some clean right hands, but not being able to hurt Augustus thus far. Augustus landed a couple of real nice left hooks over there. Pinto's got to get his right hand up to block those things. He carries his hands really low, Pinto. Very low.
As we expected, we are finding out a lot about the undefeated prospect, Kelson Pinto, as Emanuel Augustus. ESPN2's Tuesday Night Fights presented by Miller Lite from Fort Worth, Texas. This summer, ESPN2 invites you to the hottest block party around. Kick it on Friday nights with sports. Well hyped all week long, promoted by Oscar De La Hoya, and he's in town, and wherever the Golden Boys around, people come out. The punches through round number 6. Pinto 142 to 115 edge in the landed category over Augustus. Pinto has thrown 48 more power shots. He's connected on 20 more of those.
Augustus has to let those hands go a little bit more when he gets inside. He can't be letting this guy fire and not make him pay for it.
A lot of talk about what Kelson Pinto is all about. We don't know. He's fought a lot in Brazil. We're finding out tonight. But we can tell you, comes from a pretty good hometown. Same hometown as 130-pound world champion Acelino Freitas.
Not a bad guy to be around. Huh?
Yeah, a guy who can punch a little bit, too.
I remember fights in the past, guys would push guys down, just make them tired to get up. This kind of heat, that's tough going. Augustus coming in with that stiff jab right now.
Boy, that's something that you would have never done in your fight career, right, Scott?
No, I wouldn't have pushed anybody.
No.
Not more than 2 or 3 times. Especially in this heat. You push them down, you get a break.
We're fighting in downtown Fort Worth, and it's a good thing for the boxers that right when we came on the air, the sun tucked itself behind a few of the buildings here because it was scorching heading into this telecast.
I'd hate to have to think the guys have to put sunscreen on before they go in.
Pinto actually between rounds looks to be more affected by the Texas heat here, which is odd being that he's from Brazil and fought most of his career there.
He seems to get a little sloppy right now. Emanuel Augustus, keep putting the pressure on. Right now he's outworking Pinto. This is when a guy could be susceptible to a power punch. Emanuel Augustus can get hit with a right hand. I'm tired, this guy can load up on him. Pinto's doing a better job at this time of pot shot, not letting him come in free.
Good combination as Kelson Pinto comes alive and closes out this 7th round.
I like to have fun when I'm on.
Augustus and Kelson Pinto, Tuesday night fights from Fort Worth, Texas. Joe Tessitore and Scott Ledoux ringside with you. Scott, interesting happenings in that 7th round.
I'll tell you, Emanuel Augustus trying old tricks in here. He grabs him, tries to pull him down. They push him down to the ground, make him get tired getting up. And then at the end of the round, I'll tell you what, Pinto laid some leather on him. Augustus got tagged with a couple good shots. Real good shots. He can dance all he wants, but those rocked him. They take their toll after a while.
Very even 7th round. Both men landing 19 connects in that 7th round.
But Pinto landing the powerful shots. Controlling them. Pinto doing a nice job right now using that jab. He always seems to come out early and around and be fresh and use the jab, keep the guy back. Then he gets lazy as the round goes off, as he gets tired. And Augustus comes on. Let's see if he can keep up the pace this round. It'd be a good turning point for Pinto if he could do that. Learn to pull forward and go push on a little bit those later rounds. Once you've done it, then you continue to do it. The mind can overcome anything. Augustus has a lot of heart in him that he's not landing.
Just over a minute to go here in the 8th round. He's landed 4 shots. That's it.
Augustus?
Emanuel Augustus is not the most productive round of the night for him.
Pinto was a real quick combination there. Surprised me with his speed at this point because he hadn't shown that the last couple rounds. He was getting tired, but he's sure working that jab right now. Pretty tough to miss Augustus with the jab right now. Somebody should tell him it's okay to duck. This is a really good educational fight for Pinto. Yeah, I see in his eyes he's very confident right now. knows that he's got to do a job in here, finish the fight strong, and he's doing that. And Augustus is not a cheap bait. He's been in front of him all night long, making him work. Pinto has been working.
Keep in mind, this was a fight that Augustus took on short notice, but that also affects Pinto. Well, we want to remind you that Friday night, the tradition of top-rated challengers and champions.
You got me? Come on now, son. You got to get it together. You got to get it, okay? Yeah, stand up, baby.
Big crowd on hand in Fort Worth. Sundance Square. Good start to the evening. The punches through round 8, 191, 142. Pinto had himself a really solid 8th round, Scott.
Very good 8th round.
Scott Ledoux scorecard 78-75 heading into this stretch run for Pinto. Augustus, left hand scores. Pinto in the corner.
I'm sure this is not what his corner wants him in the corner.
There's typical Emanuel Augustus.
Emanuel Augustus knows he's got to make war. He's got to pull this fight out. Pinto can't get lazy in there, because this guy will just eat you up. His left hand of Pinto, it's just such a great weapon in here. It just keeps Augustus out there when he can't get to him. This little stiff jab, little up jab, you know.
Starting to wonder if Emanuel Augustus took the 8th round off.
They have. Pick up the pace the last 2. Veterans do that sometimes. Pinto fighting with a big right hand there, felt the breeze myself sitting. Pinto seemed to be trying to unload this round, shots. Pinto landing some punches, but Augustus taking some clean shots. Pinto either can't punch or this is the toughest guy we know. 17 knockouts. What's going on? Augustus landing a good right hand.
Last minute of this 9th round. It's been a solid one. His left hand comes in from Augustus.
Augustus making him work. Pro that he is.
Great action round between Augustus and Pinto as they head into the 10th round. Scott, a lot to talk about in that last frame.
These guys were trained down here at the end. It was fun to watch. Pinto landed some clean shots. Augustus landed some clean shots. And Pinto throwing some real bombs, but then Augustus coming right back, nailing him with some shots. Pinto really letting him go this round, trying to take the guy. Look at that right hand he landed right on the chin. Augustus had his hand held down by his waist. It was easy to hit. But he came right back, got busy.
Emanuel Augustus threw 80 punches that last round.
Yeah, you got to get him out of there. Make him throw something at you and step away from it. And then counter on it. You understand me? Because he got to retake it. Right, last round, baby, have him again. Come on. Go, go. Go, go. This is the 10th and final round.
Go, guys.
10th round between Augustus and Pinto. Pinto Pinto is undefeated, 17-0 with 16 knockouts. The Brazilian Olympian, Emanuel Augustus, as always, taking this fight on short notice and giving a great effort. Scott Ledoux's scorecard, 88-85. Pinto, in that 9th round, Emanuel Augustus landed his high mark, 29 so far, but Pinto was right there with him. The total punches through 9, 212 to 171, Pinto's edge.
Augustus trying to pull this fight out. He knows he's behind. He wants to land some bombs in this round. Get a knockdown or two. Make this fight close.
Scott, you heard the corner of Emanuel Augustus. They're looking for him to draw Pinto in and counter. Set up that one shot. Will he get the opportunity?
This guy's pretty smart. He's moving real well right now in the 10th round. Moving around the ring, using the whole thing, using that real stiff jab he throws from down low. It's really an impressive up jab, I call it. And Augustus can't get his hands up to block that right hand that comes in. What a tough guy Augustus is. Been eating that jab all night long. That's been the difference as far as I'm concerned. Eating that left jab. A lot of gas in that tank right now. Kelson, I'm surprised. Moving very well in there.
And for as much as he's moving, he is connecting here in this 10th round.
That left jab, doing it. Kelson's got to keep moving. Does not want Augustus to trap him. The veteran fighters at that particular point would have swung around and got to the middle of the ring. Augustus just keeps on coming. What a crazy young man he is. Don't quit in him. He's not related to quit stuff.
We'll talk about that a little more as the evening progresses. Big week of boxing in front of us.
Emanuel Augustus coming forward. Trying to steal around.
From both Emanuel Augustus and Kelson Pinto. And watching that 10th round, it looked like Pinto's corner had it much the way Scott Ledoux had it. We will get the official word when we come. (98-94) Pinto. As for the official word, well, they got a lot of math to do here in Fort Worth. Scott Ledoux, let's take a look at how this fight went down. Round number 3.
Pinto was just banging him with some shots here, and Augustus was taking him. I couldn't believe he got through that round with a clean right. Look at the right hands, the left jab. Augustus is one tough young man. And in the 9th round, same thing. Pinto wanted to take him out of there, landed some good shots, but couldn't get it done. Now Augustus comes back a little bit, has him on the ropes.
Both men combining for a lot of power shots. The question going into this fight was the level of opposition that Pinto had faced early on in his career with all those first-round knockouts. This was a great step up and a great learning experience for him.
Absolutely. It's a perfect fight for a guy at this stage of his career to really go 10 rounds hard with a veteran fighter who can fight and really showed him a lot of different views today.
And as for Emanuel Augustus, as we take a look at Kelson Pinto, short notice, it never really matters. Very, very game. All right, let's get the official word now from ring announcer Mike Hart.
Ladies and gentlemen, for our first bout, we go to the scorecards for our decision. Judge Orange Schellenberger scores the bout 98-92. Judge Arturo Velasquez scores the bout 94-91. Judge Ray Hawkins sees it 98-92 for the winner by unanimous decision and still undefeated Kelson Pinto.
So Kelson,
Finding a way to separate it.
Diego Corrales once on top.